Letter F. This one's a little bit different. So this has to do with the 10% cumulative tolerance bucket. The idea is this: when you provide the loan estimate, those items in section C, third-party services required by the lender, where you give the opportunity to shop, you're looking at a potential tolerance of 10% collectively for those items. So if the loan estimate indicates that those items are $1,000, okay, by way of the good faith estimate on the loan estimate form, that means they can go from 1,000 collectively to 1,100, no harm, no foul. But if they go from 1,000 to anything more than 1,100 collectively, that overage you cannot pass on to the customer. And if you do, you've got to cure it back in the form of a tolerance cure. So the tolerance, I'm sorry, the change circumstance game intersects here with this bucket as well. It just works a little bit differently. You're not going to look necessarily at individual items on their own. You're going to look collectively at items. And so here's how it works. We have 10% worth of grace potentially with these items. Let's just say that 2 weeks ago, you encountered new information that affected the 10% bucket, but it only affected it by way of a 4% increase. Well, if you toss a 4% increase into the bucket holds 10, it's holding, right? So do we care? The answer is we care. We want to document this. For a document that 2 weeks ago this happened, it looks like it's potentially going to cause things to go up by 4% relative to the 10% bucket. Another week goes by. Okay, we have another piece of information that we come into possession of that's going to cause the bucket to increase by yet another 3%. Okay, if there's 4 in the bucket, we toss 3 more in, bucket holds 10, we've got 7 in there, bucket's holding. We care, we're going to document it. Okay, so we're at 7%. Another week goes by. Okay, let's say we've got another item that affects the 10% bucket by an additional 5%. Well, there's 7% in the bucket. When we throw 5 more on top of that, that bucket's going to overflow. It only holds 10. 7 plus 5 is 12. I'm not great at math, but I can do that much. Okay, our bucket's going to overflow by more than 10%. What the rule states is at the point at which your bucket's going to overflow by more than 10% as it relates to those cumulative tolerance items, within 3 days of that event that causes the bucket to overflow collectively by more than 10%, that's your change circumstance event. That's your 3-day clock trigger.